growing. And I'll continue listening to the Total Drama finale. The World Tour one. Okay, let's see. I think it is. I hope the audio is actually alright, because sometimes it just stops recording it, and it sucks when I watch the final video. Yep, it's working. Hurrah! Although I haven't posted on Twitter in a while. I have a few other sketches I gotta finish as well, though. Tweet, streaming, some RWBY art. Feel free to some RWBY art. Feel free to join in. There we go. What is this? Twitter actually recommended me a good post. This has never happened before. Okay, back to the grind. Damn, Chris. Always an icon. I should make a post on DeviantArt as well. Yep. Oh, Heather. Amazing how I hated you the first 2 seasons and then you became my favorite. Oh. Sierra, always the icon. I really like swimming when I drive, but it must suck for any viewers because you're barely seeing a few lines and not the whole thing. That looks normal, I guess. Yeah, they look kind of big, but I can erase any lines later. I wanted to stream earlier, but I had to get some stuff done. Yeah, I think I made some progress. I'm gonna make a post status update. I don't think I'm gonna get any viewers tonight, but it's fine. I really need to get back to the mojo of streaming. I streamed way too late last week. I think it was a Sunday on an afternoon. And I want to go back to Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah, that's okay. This is where it starts getting good. That part. Oh, Heather. Always so determined. Yeah, that looks okay. think that's about it for her hair. I can color her eyes. Well, draw them. It's pretty. There we go. Come on. Oh, come on. Work. Eraser. Work. There we go. Man, what to talk about tonight? I actually completely forgot today was the new episode of Made in Abyss came out. I watched it recently. I wanted to get it out of my schedule before I started streaming. And it was great as always. I already knew what was going to happen because I read the manga, but still, that part hit hard. That was a hard episode, and the worst is yet to come. Season 2. Season 2, just what are you gonna do to me? And I'm eagerly waiting the new Ice Kingdom episode since we're in the topic of RWBY. The last episode was... it wasn't bad. It was just interesting. Still wondering if John is gonna do anything else or he's just gonna be there until he gets in trouble and the actual Team Juniper has to go into Wise's mind and help him. Heather, the good guy. I don't know if the stream is actually picking up the episode I'm watching. Ice Kingdom is pretty good. I still prefer the original show, but it's enjoyable. Yep, I agree. It doesn't have the same charm. The characters don't feel the same. In the last few episodes, they've been pretty good actually, especially Yang and Blake. But I still prefer original RWBY. Still, I think it's a good entry for, quote, normal anime fans. Or people that just couldn't get into RWBY. I actually prefer the old 3D style to this 2D one. But some things have looked pretty good in 2D. Like Klein or Little Wise. Spoilers for the newest episode. I still wonder if they're going to show Roman again. Because Penny made an appearance in episode 7. Again, spoilers. Spoilers for the whole stream, for Ice Kingdom, for RWBY. Heads up. Yeah, it's pretty much an attempt to get people into RWBY. Yeah, which is fine. RWBY's a franchise by now. I wouldn't mind it if they make like small, soft reboots every once in a while, just so they can cram in a new story. I think it works fine. I still would prefer if they focus on other characters instead of trying to put stuff in the main story. But so far, Ice Kingdom has been working well. The biggest problem would be making something that retcons something really important, but RWBY has a lot of retcons, so I guess it would be fitting. Still, super excited for the new episode. And I wonder if there's still going to be any more twists to Ice Kingdom. Because so far the series has been pretty tame compared to Gen Robush's usual work. Best case scenario, we actually get some teasing for a possible sequel. Mm, I guess it's too early to know if the show is doing well, but considering the amount of merch they're already making, like the 3D like the 3D figurines, based on the new characters' designs, the keychains, they're definitely going to sell Ruby's hat, the wintry one. Uh, I'm hoping the merch sales do well. So there's actually an incentive to make a second season or just a spin-off manga or something. Yeah, it's incredibly tame, but we still have about 5 episodes left, so who knows? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I feel like we're already at the end of the series, but we're only a little bit more than halfway there. I'm already halfway there, Squidward. No, it was Sandy. It was Sandy in that episode. My bad. So far, I've been liking it. I haven't really been on social media, on Twitter, for a while now, so I have no idea what the general consensus of the fandom on the series is. And I'm just kinda bad at keeping up with stuff like that nowadays. I guess we'll see when the show finishes airing and we get like a bunch of reviews of people saying like, Ice Kingdom full review, spoilers. The Ice Kingdom manga started going recently. Oh, they made one. I honestly had no idea. They're probably gonna deviate from the anime a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good actually. Um, I does that mean we're gonna get the first 3 episodes in manga as well? That's gonna be redundant, but still cool. I wouldn't mind them taking a different route because a lot of the time, manga adaptations for original anime tend to be better, or at the very least, a bit more interesting. At least that's what I've heard from that new Higurashi anime, which I haven't watched it. I've only seen the old series, but you can do some cool stuff. If you already have a blueprint of the anime, you can fix some stuff in the manga. It's a recap as well. Huh. Cyrus, I didn't notice your icon is a SpongeBob meme. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. You know what would be cool for an OVA, for an OVA? The first 3 episodes of RWBY, but from the point of view of Juniper. Like, what was Pyrrha doing? What was Ren and Nora? How did Ren and Nora get to Beacon? What about John? Did he get lost on the way there? I'd feel like that would happen to him. That'd be cool. I wonder if anyone has done a fanfic out of that. I'm gonna have to fix her eye with a mesh tool a bit. It's looking okay. Yeah. When does the next episode of Ice Kingdom air? I'm gonna check. Let's see. Livechart.me, I think it was. Let's see. And now it's search. Come on. RWBY. It airs in 3 episodes and 12 hours. 3 days and 12 hours. And there's still a way to go. A while to go. I don't care about Jump, but I love to see what Pyrrha, Nora, and Ren were doing before registering for Beacon. Exactly! Wouldn't that be cool? I've seen a lot of people talking about Ice Kingdom and how they want to see what Roman and Neo were doing. What, if Team Coffee is going to appear, and yeah, what about their initiations into the story? That would make for a cool spin-off. do we have any kind of explanation, some kind of explanation on why Ren and Nora went to Beacon and not the Mistral school? Have the writers ever said that in a podcast or anything? I don't care about John. That still makes me laugh. I care. I care a bit. But yeah, Pierre's like so much more interesting. She's so cool. Especially in the original RWBY. I mean, in Ice Queen we got that little scene about Blake getting her acceptance, getting her invitation into Beacon. So they could totally remake that, the first 3 episodes of RWBY, but make it about Ren, Nora, and Pyrrha instead. I mean, if they were to make another RWBY canon adjacent project, I still can't believe they actually made an anime. It really came out of nowhere to me, because usually when an anime gets announced, it's like there's a PV or maybe some cool animated manga panels, and that's it for a year or two, maybe more if it's a movie, and then the show comes out. But Ice Kingdom came out of nowhere. There was that one RWBY project announcement, and I thought it was gonna be a light novel, like a spin-off light novel, or maybe a manga. But no, they straight up said this is gonna be an anime. These are the new designs, and I was just whoa, blown away. Oh, hi, new viewer. Hi. Hi. I just did my RWBY OC as the American Badass. Is that a reference to something? Sorry if I'm not getting it. Like, is it a pop culture reference? Hey, Leon. Hey, Leon. Hey, Leon. We talking Ice Kingdom? Yes, we are. We're talking RWBY, everything. So, spoilers ahead. Basically just talking about the last episode and the manga, and how it's basically just another recap of the first few RWBY episodes, and how it would be cool if they remade those, but instead of showing us RWBY, Team RWBY, they showed us Team Universe and how they got to Beacon. Damn it, now I can't see her eyebrows. I'm just gonna add her tiara, and that's it. What Undertake it is, I'm sorry. I've seen the first 3 episodes, not interested in the rest. It's fine. Not everyone's into the whole dream sequence thing. I actually like it. It feels a lot like Infinity Train, like an alternate reality where you're dealing with your problems. Although everyone's just comparing it to Madoka Magica. Which, yeah, I get it. Come on, Pyrrha, eyebrows. Yeah, it does look okay for now. They didn't release a sprite of him, a character design of him in Ice Queen. It was just Roman. It was a Discord you're talking to be compared to Madoka. Okay. Enough to be compared to Madoka. Madoka's just up there with the best of the best. It's been more than 10 years. New shows still can't really compete with it. And yeah, it's no Madoka Magica, but it's fun. It's fun enough. Gonna draw Pyrrha's sash now. There we go. Remake Crow. Yeah, Volume 3 Crow was so much fun. After that, the depression hit. Oof. Well, since the Total Drama episode ending, I'm gonna put a podcast or something. But I'm still gonna be here in the chat. Just gonna have some background noise. To me, it helps. I'm still miffed they replaced Bebke was good despite controversy. I've never been one for following voice actors. I think I got into RWBY around the time people were talking a lot about him, but I really don't know much about it. The only like English speaking voice actors that I kinda know, quote, no, I don't even know what they look like, would be like Cristina Lee Valenzuela, because she's in so many things. I only recently found out she was the English voice actor for Homura in Madoka Magica, and you can tell once you know it's her. But I mainly knew her because she was Veronica in Hell by Bus, and Benedette and Sensho from Genshin. I get it. I'd be pissed too if a fan favorite of mine was suddenly turned into a villain. I guess she's not a huge villain since it's all contained in her dream. But I'm actually really into them. But like I said before, I'm really into the whole being transported into another dimension to deal with your problems, like in Infinity Train. So I'm having a fun time. Although I will agree, it sucks that they put so many cool things, new Grimm and stuff, into supplemental material instead of just having it in the main show. Because a lot of time the characters just fight some random Grimm instead of focusing on the really cool ones like the Apathy or the Hound. I want to see the Apathy again, man. They were cool. Yeah, that's cool. It'd be cool if, I don't know, some of the characters that are in Baikyu at some point read a book that slightly mentions them to make a callback to Ice Kingdom. I would be all in for it. Oh, and I forgot, going back a bit to the voice actors thing, aside from the B Valenzuela, the only Cristina B, the only other voice actress that I kinda get or know or find funny is Kira Buckland, and and she's only been on my mind recently because she's the voice of Jolene from the new JoJo anime. I don't watch JoJo, but a lot of people I know do. And Kira Buckland was actually did the voice of Twilight Sparkle in some really old, infamous My Little Pony fan animations. And I remember her. I remember her in that. She was my favorite. She did such a great job with Twilight's voice. 16, I get how it can feel like that. Because we're already on episode 7, and Wise is still evil, quote, evil. Although they're definitely making a case for the real villain being her dad. So I don't feel like, personally, I don't feel like the anime is completely just going, oh, I hate Wise, get her off the show. No, I feel like they are taking a nuance. They're making a nuanced take on it. It stumbles in some parts, it shines more than the show in others. It's RWBY, it's a fair trade. Why they turn her into a general, I think it's mostly because White sees herself as being in control and that she's the one making those decisions, when actually she's just a puppet general that's being controlled by her dad's what her dad says, and she's just kind of complying with him to, quote, live up to the Shnee name. I know, we know. Again, Ice Kingdom being made for a new audience makes it very redundant for all watchers. Honestly, the portrayal fits Winter a bit better. Kind of surprised they haven't showed Winter that much. They only had flashbacks. We didn't get an actual scene of Winter talking directly with Wise like we did with Whitley. Winter was mostly there as moral support during the first episode fight. Oh no, I'm not running out of battery now, am I? No, I still have a bit of juice left. And yeah, now that I think about it, that portrayal does fit Winter a lot better. At least consider, especially if you consider the canon of volume 7 and 8, with Ironwood being the real big bad in that. And I do have some gripes with how they made Ironwood in volume 8, but that's a long story. And I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. At least at the moment I don't have the words to express it. But sometimes, like when I'm downloading something, and yep, I've done that. All it needed to do was push ships, and it'd be insanely popular. I'm actually surprised how ships aren't being pushed. At least they don't feel that way. Maybe a bit of Ruby and Wise, yeah, I can see that. Ruby and Wise has been in the back burner of the original series for a while now. So it's nice that the shippers there are getting something. Well, John and Pyrrha is being pushed, I will say that, especially from Pyrrha's side. Original Pyrrha, she liked him, that was cool and all. This new Pyrrha is down bad. Sorry, girl. Not a big White Rose fan, but I don't hate it like some other ships. I've been there. I've had my fair share of ships that I think about and I cringe. But RWBY is actually kind of. I become such a multi shipper that most ships I'm just like, hell yeah, that's cool. And I've known the RWBY fandom can be untamed in some parts, but like I said before, I haven't been online much, so luckily I've been able to not get in the midst of a battle. I mean, like they kill her later on, or like do you mean they destroy Pyrrha as in her character? Because other than being a nice person that doesn't like being put on a pedestal, Pyrrha didn't have much to her in Volume 1. Volume 3, on the other hand, that was a fun time. I wouldn't have minded if she became the new main character. Okay, speaking of Pyrrha, time to draw her spear. Later on, I think I'm just gonna join all the layers into one so I can color in a bit. They pull her completely out of character likewise. If you mean in the John aspect, yeah, she's really down bad. Other than that, I think it's been pretty cool. At least I think she's been okay. Yes, her really being uncomfortable at Wise for only liking her because she's such a big shot. I think that was a good thing. Kind of wish she interacted more with the rest of the Uniper. like with Ren and Nora. But I guess since they're basing it on the original Volume One, they're trying not to stray from the path too much. I love that scene on episode 6, I think, where they all talk in the cafeteria with Ruby. That was great. More of that, please. Yeah, fair. I've been there. I I really hate it when a show really wants to push a ship like it's the best thing ever, or like it's obviously going to become canon because they're just meant for each other when the show hasn't done anything to establish them as an actual ship. So I get where you're coming from. And I don't see much of a connection with Bright Rose. And really, the second volume were the most White Rose centric. After that, White Rose shippers have been starving. And Bumblebee. I've heard that argument as well. I feel like all of Team RWBY just needs to interact more with each other. Like, all of them. Any ship you actually vouch for, Downslide 16? I mean, if you don't want to say, that's fine. Plenty. I'm all ears. I'm a huge shipper. Even if there isn't a basis for it, I can probably make a headcanon. Apparently, I'm gonna have to check that later. Damn it! Why does Ruby have such? Okay, Ruby's one of those fandoms where the ship names aren't just the names of the characters, and that works fine for things like White Rose. That's pretty obvious. Shipper back in the day. Yep, same here. Still ship them though. But I'm also one of those that even if a character dies, I still maintain my ships. You're cutting in and out. No, the internet seems. Oh, am I still cutting out? No. Is it the robot voice again? It's not even raining today. Yeah, you're still cutting it. Damn. Okay. No, it's not just you. Someone else in the chat also said that. Um, I'm gonna end the stream then, just for quality sake. The stream then. Oh no, keep streaming. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna stream a bit more. I'll stream a bit more. See if it gets fixed. See if it gets fixed on its own. Okay, hopefully it does, because I've had instances when I've been playing Genshin Impact where I after the stream has ended and I just go to watch my video, turns out it cut off some parts of the video and I didn't even notice because my game was still playing normally. I actually kind of shipped them. I really have no idea which one that is. And I don't know which one iceberg and jailbirds are. Oof, again. No. No. Was it because I put the podcast? Is it cutting because of that? Because I've listened to them before. And that hadn't happened. Oh, man, I wonder what it is. It's not even windy outside. The spear point is not the best, but I can fix that later with some ruler tools. It might be just crosstalk from the podcast. Okay, gonna lower the volume and see if it works. Smooth so far, huh? Man, just when I thought my internet was getting okay. Wait. Oops. All, all disconnections. All disconnected. So she's doing IT right now. Lol.